Just when you thought you were excommunicated, they bring you back in. Because we're talking movies, we're talking John Wick, Chapter 4, starring Keanu Reeves, Donnie Yen, and Bill Skarsgård. Written by Shay Hatton and Michael Finch. Directed by Chad Stahelski. Nuts.
Jesus, man, like quotes need to have like an actual quote. I could have just gone with the, yeah, but I'm gonna actually have a proper quote. There's no John out there, no happy man with a normal life. There's only John Wick, the killer. Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? We're going to be talking about John Wick 4, the latest installment in the John Wick franchise. Sorry, that was my attempt at doing my Keanu Reeves, if you were wondering why I sounded so fucking weird there. Yeah, man, let's just jump into this action-packed fucking extravaganza. Scott, take us away.
Okay, so I had some trepidation going into this film.
Holy fucking word of the day calendar. Ding, 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 ding. Go ahead.
Because one, with the runtime of 2 hours and 49 minutes, heading to the theater, all I could think to myself was, how many motherfuckers can this guy really kill for this movie to be that long?
I only have 12 bullets, so you're gonna have to share.
Let's count them down.
And how big of a soda do I need to be able to pee in the theater?
But the answer is a lot. Now, I did D-Box again. Did you do D-Box?
Oh, I was all about the D in the box for this one. And unlike Scream 4, get the fucking D-Box for this. And get the biggest screen. We'll talk about that more. But yes, get the D in the box for this.
Yeah, it was good.
I felt like I was riding a real horse.
True. Yes. Also, like when they did the roundabout in Paris, like that was kind of fun too, right?
Getting like bounced around off cars.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. There was some times too that like normally like when I'm in the D-Box seats, I go full like 100% max vibration, right? Like during some of these fight scenes, because of like the length of them, I literally had to turn down like the thing. I was almost starting to get like fucking motion sickness from it. Just
turning down the thing, something never said by Scott's wife. Anyway, keep going.
Why are you the way that you are?
What the
fuck? It's now part of the show, man.
Okay. I'm glad
your wife definitely doesn't listen to our podcast, so
yeah, she doesn't 100%.
She still probably doesn't think you actually do a podcast.
No, 100. Well, now that I film it in the basement, she probably just thinks it's something else. Like I need an hour to myself.
Yeah,
everybody be quiet.
So you're watching porn. You are watching porn right now.
100.
Hello. I said, don't disturb you. I'm cleaning my room.
A little fun fact though. This is actually the first film in the Wick series that I actually watched in one sitting.
Really? Did you not see them all in the theater?
No. This was the first one I've ever watched in the theater. But that's the thing. Like with all the ones prior, like I usually watch them, but by the time he gets to like the final boss in the films, like I would pass out. But it wouldn't be from boredom. I just think it's literally from like
adrenaline.
No, yeah, like sensory overload from the film. Like my fucking brain could not handle like, because everything is like with all of these, it's like you feel it. Like it's 100 like fast pace and just I guess like get into it so much that my feeble little brain could not handle this. I actually did not pass out on this one. I think it was all because of the D-Box, because I would like get shooken around all the time.
Yeah, and I would suggest that. So my favorite John Wick in the series is still the original John Wick. I think it's the most like neo-noir. It is definitely neon-noir. It's tight. I really like the storyline. I mean, the kills and stuff are not as crazy. He's more just using gun fu. 4 is just like let's just see how fucking crazy. Like, yes, at points it's almost like comical. I mean, even the ending of 3. Listen, spoiler if you haven't seen the ending of 3 Parabellum. He gets shot off a fucking roof, ping pongs or pinballs down a fucking fire escape and stuff, and then somehow survives. So just get rid of the whole suspension of disbelief that like John Wick is a human and just go with the flow. Like he falls down, what is it, 200 and some on stairs backwards or whatnot. That was actually that scene, and I really am gonna stay away from spoilers, but like when he falls down some stairs there, I was like, I felt sad for John Wick. Like the whole like, fuck. Just actually, as a fat, out of shape person, walking up those stairs made me feel sad for John Wick.
Yes. But also like fucking Donnie Yen too, right? Like imagine a blind guy having to like walk up those fucking stairs too, right?
So one of the things I found out, and you are much more into like Hong Kong kung fu and stuff like that than me though, is that, and I'm gonna go back and check this shit out. I didn't realize that Johnny Yen, and sorry for everybody who I'm gonna say this to, I didn't realize he's the original Ip Man in all the Ip Man series. Like this.
Sorry,
is
what
this
did you say his name is?
Donnie
You said
Yen?
Donnie.
Yeah, I said
okay.
Johnny, but yeah, I meant Donnie.
Okay.
He is Ip Man.
Yeah.
Like from those fucking amazing kung fu movies, right? So yeah, go ahead.
No, he is. Like he's one of the actors that like, especially like he's been around for a long time, but like especially coming in like 90s with when they brought in Jackie Chan, then Jet Li,
Yep.
like, and then he was the next one, but like for some reason he didn't hit as much as the other two.
So I would say that definitely compared to Jackie Chan, he was less comedic. So like Jackie Chan, a lot of the stuff people know him from is stuff with like Rush Hour and stuff like that. So Jackie Chan's ability to be like super funny and like, doing kung fu with a banana and shit like that, that definitely appealed to an American audience. But yeah, I don't understand Jet Li. I don't understand why his name isn't as synonymous as Jet Li.
Yeah, like I prefer Donnie Yen to him.
You're goddamn right.
And if you're talking like comedic, just watch the movie he did. I think it was in 2018, like Big Brother. Just imagine Donnie Yen in a fat suit, fucking eating up fucking people.
Oh wait, isn't it called like Enter the Fat Dragon?
I thought it was called Big Brother, but maybe.
Oh, okay,
maybe,
whatever.
Yeah, maybe it's Fat Dragon. Yeah, maybe it's Fat Dragon. But yeah, it's just him in a fucking fat suit beating up fuckers. Like, it's funny.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go and try and watch more. And he also still has a big career in Hong Kong and China, right? So that's the other thing too. Sometimes these people are superstars, but because we are so centric on like North American, maybe European, we don't see them as such. But I would if you like action, I would highly recommend going and checking out this guy's filmography because it's extensive and it's fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah, even
just watch the Ip Man series, man. Like he's
that one's
Drunken Monkey,
too.
like all that stuff.
Yeah. Even with this one, I wouldn't be surprised if they had to slow down like the speed rate with how fast he was actually like fucking going, right?
He's so fucking fast, even in this. Like you said, he may be actually moving too fast for the camera, but like, and he plays the blind man so well. Like when and again, this isn't really a big spoiler, but the way he's able to set up those like basically little alarms that trigger when someone walks by so he knows where people are, like the way they manage to go, because again, you're like, okay, this guy's fucking blind. And then like how they do the workaround with that.
Yeah, it's like using his what's the word? Using his disability but making it into a strength, right? Yeah, because that's the thing. Once and you see it too, like once these people pass like those doorbell things, it disorientates them because they weren't expecting it, and then he's just like fucking blowing people away, right?
Well, and he also uses like high intensity light, almost like flashbangs, to blind people, and then he's just sort of standing there being like, fuckers, like doesn't bug me. The set piece fight choreography. Fucking John Wick, the entire series has not let up on the brilliance in their fight choreography. You want to see someone get fucking knocked the fuck out with nunchucks? You're going to see it. You want to see someone get kicked in the face by a horse? You're going to see it. Dogs, check. Fucking samurai swords, fucking ninjas. Like, I'm just like, they're just going down the list of like ways that you can fuck some dude up and then doing it. It's fucking so fun.
Yeah, like in terms of what you're saying before, like the nunchuck scene, like that whole fight sequence was my favorite in this film. Because one, like at the beginning when he's using the nunchucks, I didn't even think he knew how to use nunchucks. It just looked like he was grabbing one end with like both hands and just whipping like, somebody. Bang. And then once the guy knocks out, that's when he starts doing like the flips and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Man, but we got to give credit, like right off the top of the heart, like all the actors in this, like their physicality, especially the like, listen, Lawrence Fishburne does more like less kung fu type stuff, but Keanu and all the other people doing like the heavy fight choreography, like Keanu's doing a lot of his own stunts, but it's amazing. Like their movement, like, and remember, because unlike a lot of action films, and they started this with the whole original John Wick, there's very little close-up. So you see everything. So there's either you're doing your own stunt or your stunt double has to do it, but it's very difficult to switch them in and out because they don't use a lot of edit points. So you just get to see these big, kind of like a wide shot of these guys just fucking going at it. Bah, 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 bah. And like, how old's Keanu now? Like over 50?
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I feel tired just watching him fucking, run down the street. Then he get and then he clearly
that's Tom Cruise. Gets hit. That's him.
Yeah, and well, Tom Cruise doing the running, but Keanu gets hit by a car in every single fucking John Wick.
It's amazing. But in terms of what you're saying, like with these fight choreographs and stuff like that, like, because yeah, like they go on like good 5 to 10 minutes each fight, right? Give or take. Like, and in that nunchuck scene, like you see him like right after the fight's done, kind of just fall to the floor and catch his breath. Like for me, that's like that actually happened. Like that was him, like holy fuck, just being tired. And they're like, all right, like just keep that kind of in, right? Like make it more real. Because he's
and yeah, that's
it is fucking tired.
About John Wick is he's not like the character is an old man. He's out of shape because he hasn't. I mean, technically in this, he's been like getting himself back in shape to go take on the high table. But like, they're not pretending that he's not an old man. Like, remember when he's fighting is it in 3 or is it in this one? Fuck, I can't remember. I watched them all back to back. Anyway, it might be in 3 or it might be this one. Those two Indonesian fighters. And they're like, first off, they're like, oh, it's a pleasure to fight you, John Wick. And then they're like, he's old. He's out of shape. Like he's not at his prime. And then he actually lets them live, right? That might be in Parabellum.
So yeah, that was the third one.
That was in Parabellum.
This one, this one was the beginning, which because not a lot of digital enhancement was done in this film. So at the beginning, when they are in the desert and he's like writing, that was actually the rock where Lawrence of Arabia was filmed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they actually did practical. And yeah, but he killed the 2 guys there, and then he killed the elder.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was awesome too. Like it opens up with this big like Sahara scene, and he's like fucking gunfighting on a horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or was it a camel? It was a horse, right?
It was a horse. Yeah. I think so.
How did you feel about that running time? Like 2 hours 49 minutes. Like I was dreading it going in because I'm like, fuck, that's a long movie. That's my entire afternoon. So how did you feel about that?
Yeah, if I had one word to describe this film, I would say it's grandiose. Because everything, yeah, like everything was like large and everything was like extended. It just made you feel like small kind of thing, right? Like even the fucking scene where they're setting up the duel and oh my god, Ian
McShane, Winston,
yeah, and he's just walking in that museum or whatever the fuck he's walking, And it just feels like he's walking for like 7 minutes or 10
Yes, they
minutes
use
before
that
he
like
even
long tracking shot, right? And it's
yeah,
just the
before he even
dolly's
gets
just moving beside him or whatever.
yeah, like everything was just large. Even like the one thing like that Berlin fucking nightclub scene too.
Oh,
I just want to say this, like I want to live in the world where, you know, this actually happens where people can be gum fooding and stuff, but
and you're still dancing.
you're not fucking up your beat, right? Like you're like and then the guy gets shots in front of you, you stop for a little bit, wipe the blood, and then you're just like, this is the beat drop.
I want to go to a nightclub that has a fucking waterfall in it. Like it's you basically like walk through the main entrance and then you go through the waterfall and then it's just like fucking DJs spinning, boom, boom, boom. It's fucking insane, man. Go ahead.
For a technical problem for the DJ, like getting that all those electronics through the waterfall, right? Like that might be a problem. There might be
or maybe the waterfall got turned on after they did their setup. I don't know. That's the other thing, like the set decoration. Like I'm watching some of this stuff and I'm like the use of like mirrors, the use of neon lighting, the use of just like glass partitions and stuff. I'm like the fucking setup just to like get the scene looking right is exhausting. Like I could not imagine having to fucking do all that work, or even just to create those concepts in the mind of the set decorator. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think it goes, and I think that's why these films too are so popular. Like this franchise is these little like things that they do that make it like work so well that you don't even think of, like all the choreography. Like it's a dance. It is 100%. Like even like I was saying, like that club scene, right? Like the fact that the people are moving enough that he can just like you have John Wick moving through them without getting interrupted, but also the camera movement, because it does look like a tight space where none of these extras are actually hitting the camera and like because I'm assuming it's going to be like the camera's being held by like a steady cam and it's just a guy kind of moving backwards, right? Like I don't see them at being able to put it on any kind of apparatus to move the camera around. And
I mean, unless they're using like a techno crane, right? So then the camera head can come down and almost be floating in front. And
yeah, that I think they used in the abandoned church, right? Because that it went over done, and then you could see like inside the rooms from the top kind of thing.
By the way, churches in the John Wick world, super dangerous. I actually mean churches in the real world, if you're a young boy, can also be super dangerous. But like
I don't know.
I'll say the stuff that you can't say, Scott.
Well, I said it before we started.
Sure. Yeah, that's like off the record.
Yeah. Well, like doing like the notes and stuff like that for this one. So the director pretty much cited the Warriors as the primary inspiration for this in like chapter of it, which I think is very clear, right? Like you got the DJ saying where like John Wick's gonna be, similar to like in the Warriors, or the DJ saying where the Warriors are and everything like that. Which was, you know, it's nice, like doing the homage back to, you know, films that inspire them.
But I mean, this is the first one not written by the series creator, Derek Kolstad. Like he had a writing team on Parabellum, but he's now out for 4 and 5. Like, and he said that it wasn't his decision. It was basically the studio said, thanks, we'll take it from here. So do you notice any difference in the writing, or
5
that's going to come out? Yeah, 4 and 5 are not written by him.
There's no 5.
5 is coming. If you're referring to the ending, I'm going to explain something to you. Look at that fucking dog. The dog is older. What they're doing is showing you the future.
Well,
okay, we can't.
No, I don't think like the ending is like, I think like spoiler.
No, not spoiler.
5 seconds.
Don't do spoilers. Just don't do it, man. This movie literally came out on fucking Thursday. No spoilers. Just fucking, you know what I'm talking about. People
I
who
know what you're
know what
talking
we're
about
talking
too,
about.
but
Those who haven't, don't fucking wreck it for them. Yes, there is going to be a 5. I was actually under the impression that they were shooting them back to back, but I'd have to dig into that more. But yeah, 5 is 100% like happening.
okay,
Yeah,
that's good to know.
but yeah, so
I guess.
like I said, Derek Kolstad did not write 4. He did not write 5, and they brought in a writing team to work with him on 3. So, I mean, that's got to be weird, you know. You create this thing, and it is this massive project. I wonder if he's getting. It'd be interesting to see what his contract is. Like, does he get any IP residuals? You know what I mean?
Most, I'm gonna say most likely, but
Because it is still credited as like created by, right? So
yeah,
he may be just getting a piece of that fat fucking cash.
yeah. Because I'm trying to think, and I'm having a brain fart, but the original writers of like Alien, they still get some residuals for every fucking
Because it's
Alien.
their creation or whatever, right?
Yeah, right. Unless I think it's only if they like give or take like James Cameron, right? Like when he sold fucking Terminator, right? He didn't get any of that until like it came back to him recently, right?
I guess the reason I bring that up is because there's always that big fight with Sylvester Stallone and Rocky, right? So maybe it's just because at the point in his career, he
sold the rights, right?
sold
Like
the 100% rights, you know what I mean? So the IP no longer belongs to him.
Right. Like he's still a part of it. Like he'll get the residuals for the acting, the directing, the screenwriting, stuff like that. But he wants some of the residuals
Yeah,
for
like
the
the
character.
IP.
Yeah. Which, maybe they had something like a written kind of thing between him and the producer that bought it. But yeah, with that, it seems like the producer decided to give it to his kid instead. So,
So this thing has a budget of 100 million. They continue to go up. It was like, I think it was what, 50 million was the first one or something like that. And they just tend to increase. Again, you look at films that they're doing for like 400 or 500 million. John Wick has like, a quarter of those budgets, and they're doing they're making that fucking money work for them, man. Like, this is a beautiful long film. And I think the original cut was like 226 minutes, and they trimmed it down to the like 2 hours and 49 minutes that they have or whatever, right? So
yeah. It works though. That's the thing. Like I said, like I was the same as you. Like I'm like I don't know if I really want to watch a fucking 3-hour fucking John Wick film. But I'm fucking glad I watched the 3-hour John Wick film, right?
yeah, man. Yes.
Now,
And I'm glad I watched it in the theater. Before you get on to your next point, do you think this will? Because I still think the original John Wick 1, it's fine to watch it at home. Like I feel very comfortable watching it. I don't think this is going, because I think the original John Wick has like, I don't want to say better story, but it's much more story driven. This is just like John Wick's fucking upset. He's gonna fuck some people up. Enjoy. I don't know if this is going to translate to watching on your laptop or your TV. What do you think?
Well, I think the first one's more contained, right? It's more like like
it's more contained. It's very simple. It's a simple story.
Yeah,
it's not like even in New York, but in a section of New York almost.
Yeah, it's like a little video game where you're going from A to B to get to the big boss, right?
Yep.
And then that's kind of where it goes. This is like it's world building, but it is fucking global. Expansive at too, right? And like the cinematography, like each place they go is fucking beautiful too.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've never wanted to go to Paris, but now I want to go to Paris just so I can fucking run over my Beetle over a bunch of fucking guys who decided to cross the street fucked up, right? Like that's the thing. Like that's the thing that I think is always amazing about these films, like especially like the people that are outside, like I guess the norms, like we would be, like your car hits somebody, but no one stops. They just keep on fucking going, right? Like you're literally watching like a gunfight while you're driving. It's just like, all right, well, fuck, it's midnight in Paris.
Oh man, even so, John Wick driving his car in a circle. I think the door is ripped off the car, and he's fucking shooting while doing like fucking burnout, fucking left hand turns or whatever. I'm just like that scene alone makes me love the fucking watching this movie.
Oh, well, not even like I like the one prior to that when he takes out, I think it was the passenger side door where the guy like went into the car and he grabs him and then flicks it over and just holds on to the guy while hitting the lamppost.
Oh,
And it
yeah,
has
yeah, yeah.
like the comic like kind of sound to it.
So John Wick okay, so we're recording this the Sunday morning that John Wick has come out. So by the time you hear this, this piece of information will not be as accurate. But in its opening weekend, before even the Sunday showings, it's already done 29.5 million. Right now, they're projecting over 70 by the end of the weekend. It could even go higher than that, which again, they continue to have bigger budgets and then make more money and make more money. So like they have done so well with this franchise. And I think one of the best things that they have done is the quality of these films has not deteriorated. It's gotten bigger, it's changed and stuff like that. But they've never gone into it like phoning it in. They're still bringing like an 11 on the scale. You know what I mean? They're the gun choreography, the fight choreography, the driving choreography, everything is still like these guys are spending whatever time they're spending writing these scripts. They're putting their entire effort in, and whatever time is available for the director and the cinematographer, they are like fucking capturing the best fucking examples of what they can put out. Like they clearly have pride in the franchise that they're working on.
Okay, now I know you said there's a chapter 5, but the director has, I believe, gone on record saying like this one was the last one he's directing, and he's the one that's done
all
all
of
of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, do you know if he's going to be directing Ballerina?
No, I think that like the spin-off is completely somebody else. Same with the Continental TV series that's supposed
Which
to
is
be
going to be
coming out.
awesome because they've got a great concept, right? They're going to have all these female assassins. Continental means you're going to be able to just like check out different assassins doing different things.
Right, but it is like kind of sad in terms of Continental because I believe, if I wasn't mistaken, Lance Reddick was supposed to be a part of that show
Oh,
before
cool.
his passing. He died.
Yeah, I know
In
he
real,
died. And yeah,
in
like
real
for real. And
life.
yeah. Like, and that was like so sudden. He was 60 and he died at home. Like, what was that last
Mhm.
week?
Yes. So I think he was supposed to be a part of it. And now I don't know if because of his passing is maybe they edit it so that way his character no longer goes through, right? Spoiler.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
do you know if Ian McShane will be playing Winston in the Continental, or is it only because is it Continental New York, or is
I
it
don't
like
know.
Continentals?
They did release something, but I didn't read it just the other day about like what the concept of Continental was going to be, but I'm going to assume it's New York, right? Like I can see like Ian McShane does film and TV a lot. Like he does what
Yeah, if you haven't
Deadwood,
seen Deadwood,
American
fucking go watch Deadwood or American Gods.
Gods. Yeah. So I can see him being a part of it. Now, the one thing I want to say in terms of this franchise, I know you're saying, hey, chapter 5, I want to go in the future. I'm going to tell you what I want out
Go.
of this. Ready? I want John Wick chapter 0, which
Oh,
is
you want prequel?
I want a Sweet November remake in the John Wick universe. If you remember Sweet November, it's Keanu Reeves early 90s romantic comedy with Charlize Theron where he falls in love with a woman with terminal cancer. So there's your John
shit.
Wick.
Oh,
There's
you
your
just
John
blew my
Wick.
brain up.
There's your John Wick premise. But now it's like him trying to make their dates while killing a bunch of motherfuckers on the way.
Oh fuck.
Until they
Okay, call
until they
up
fall in
the
love.
studio, baby, because you got to write that spec script, baby, because that's solid.
That's gold, Jerry. Gold!
It's sort of like how they always tie. Well, I mean, Lawrence Fishburne was also in The Matrix, but like the amount of times he says, like, what do you need? He's like, guns, lots of guns. And I'm just like, yeah, Matrix throwback. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the DP on this is Dan Louston, who obviously he did 2 through 4, but he works a lot with Christopher Gaines and Guillermo del Toro. So he did Shape of Water, he did Nightmare Alley, he did Silent Hill. We did a whole episode on Silent Hill. You can check that out. A better film by his though is Brotherhood of the Wolf. This I don't even know how you fucking DP a film like this. Like these massive scale films with all this fucking movement and lighting and stuff, like it gives me anxiety just trying to figure out like how you would shoot one scene.
Ready? I'm gonna give you
like, I
more
don't even know how you
anxiety.
fucking direct a film this big.
I was gonna say I'm gonna give you more anxiety. This film's digital, right? It was filmed in digital. Imagine if they did this in film.
Ugh, yeah, fuck that.
Just imagine waiting for
Well, you got to
those
just keep
come back.
switching out canisters. You got to do fucking daily trailers. I mean, you still do dailies with this to make sure you got the stuff you have. But there's the difference between like, did we get the shot we want, and like, did the shot fucking actually turn out on the film that we wanted? You know what I mean? I'm really excited. So Bill Skarsgård, who plays the Marquis, I am super excited for the upcoming Nosferatu film. I know it's been plagued by a bunch of development stuff, but that's Edgar. I think it's Edgar Wright that's directing that, and he is so
Robert
good.
Eggers.
Sorry, would I say Edgar Wright? Yeah, not Edgar Wright. How do you say his name?
Robert Eggers, the guy
Robert
from
Eggers,
The Northman.
Yes,
and
he's so good at. Well, and he also did The Witch. He's good at gothic, dark. Like I think this is like so perfect for him. And I mean, Bill Skarsgård is. I mean, he played It. Well, he played Pennywise in It. He's got that weird face, right?
That's what I was more looking forward to, is the It TV series return, or Derry, that he's going to be coming back.
Oh, is he going to play Pennywise in that as well?
Yeah, it's like the prequel. So, you know, Pennywise fucking people up in the 50s or whatever, right?
Which is like the prequel to like where you kind of pick up in the books, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I'm not in the writer's room. But if I was, let me tell you about It Chapter 0.
Scott prequels. We'll call you Prequel Squat. Prequel Scott.
It's my new website. I'm getting rid of Scott. Now it's like Prequel.
It's Scott. A subsidiary. Okay, I know you always complain that my quotes don't come from big enough sources.
But you just complained about my fucking quote for this movie. I was gonna say I am Klaus.
Oh, by the way, this is a friend of mine, Tree.
I am Groot.
I am Klaus. John, I am Klaus.
But then I'm like, I really thought that's what you were gonna say.
I'm pretty sure, I gotta check it out, but I'm pretty sure that is the doorman from Bergheim, the like super exclusive German techno club. I'm 99% sure. I'd have to pull up the IMDb, but I'm pretty sure, because I had heard rumors that he's a very famous doorman because he's the one who decides if you get in or out. And he has the look, he has the piercings in the right place. I'm like, that's got to be him. And he's obviously a German who lives in Berlin. So I'm pretty sure that is the doorman for Bergheim, the techno club in Germany, the super exclusive one. So, okay. So my quote this week comes from Owen Gleiberman from Variety. Is Variety a big enough industry trade paper for you there, Scott? Are we okay with Variety?
Also, I just looked it up, and you are right.
Klaus,
it is him. Is Sven Marquette or Marquardt?
I am Klaus. Bam! He fucking punches. I hits him with like a strap or something,
and then does not come out. He says it again.
Yeah.
I am Klaus.
Chapter 4 feels like the first John Wick movie that wants to be a Clint Eastwood spaghetti western. It's like Sergio Leone crossed with John Woo, as seen in Times Square. Fuck yeah, it does. And that is like, that quote alone encapsulates this film. And that quote should make you want to like fucking run out. If you like spaghetti westerns, if you like neo or neon noir, like this film should be on your fucking, you should be at the movie theaters fucking right now. You shouldn't even be listening to this fucking podcast because you should have already seen this fucking movie. I know that ramble didn't make any sense.
I was going to say you should be listening to this podcast. Also like and subscribe, tell your moms about us, put some
tell your moms
in.
about Scott for sure. And then check out Scott
that as well too. But there, in terms of that quote, I will, the only thing is like, there isn't any Times Square shit.
Well, it's because Times Square is full of light and neon and stuff like that. That's why, Scott. That's why. You just made me walk you through something that was pretty self-evident. So
Well, you could have just said a Berlin nightclub with Klaus.
I can't just make up a fucking quote and attribute it to somebody else.
Why not? Just be like, this is what I think.
So yeah, I mean, that quote is kind of like what I want to end on. I think you should definitely see this film, see it on the biggest screen, get the D in your box if you can afford it, if it's in your price point. Scott, thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It's all about the D box in this one. I think it made the film. And like with this film, I took my son and my nephew, and this was my nephew's first time ever doing D box. And he was like, I'm not going to watch another movie again unless it's this. And he was like, I felt so, he was like, I felt so like important in these D-box, all these, I feel so bad for all the people in the regular seats, all these peasants that weren't able to experience it. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm the one that paid for your ticket. I'm like,
riding high on somebody else's money. I mean, that's what the 1% does anyways, but it's good to see that he's already an elitist.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun watching like especially like people's first time with the D-box, right? Like when that first vibration or shake happens, I just usually look at them and then it's like the smile on their faces, right? Like, oh, this is gonna be a show. And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com.
According to our producer, so Bergheim supposedly actually has a fucking water feature. So that's the craziness of Berlin nightclubs. So you should probably reach out and ask the DJs. How did you get your DJ equipment through the waterfall?
How did you get past calls?
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.
I am Klaus.